Self-education is without hesitation the most important kind of education there is. Of course, this comes after 18 years of learning all the fundamentals of life. Learning from professors and mentors is the easy part. With self-education, one must manually feed themselves with information. This doesn't imply that one should learn everything on their own, especially from scratch. It is quite hard to fail at something if love and passion are put forth. On the other hand, studying and carrying out tasks about something that brings forth no pleasure or self-satisfaction is, well, the words speak for themselves. Apply these strategies for self-education. Everything I'm about to teach you comes from the old and wise, not from me. Tips to increase self-education awareness. Most people prefer to learn with someone or pay since it may be easier for them to comprehend the lessons. Of course, some things cannot be acquired with self-knowledge, like perfecting enlightenment or a new language. What I mean by these tips is that on your free time, instead of watching TV or drinking, you're better off practicing these tips. Meditation, known to cure many physical and mental problems or barriers. Increase self-awareness, empathy, love, understanding, and the like. Decreases stress, useless worries, anxiety, and fear. Exercise has been proven to increase longevity, happiness, confidence, increases memory cognition as well as enhanced memory thinking, decreases weight, stress, blood pressure, tension, and the likes. Healthy diet. Eat junk and garbage, then you will look, feel, and think like garbage. Eat what nature made, not man. Your brain, body, tissues, organs, and mind will transform radically depending on what you feed it. Feed yourself with wholeness and goodness, and you shall become whole and good. Mentality. Your thoughts manifest your reality. Everything you touch, feel, see, smell, taste, and the likes are controlled by your brain. You do all the things you do because of the brain, a vessel which moves from the thought to the mind. The universe is more mental than physical to a point. Work for love. Everything you do it for love. It's difficult or miserable to work for something that brings no joy. Even the most influential and wealthiest of the wealthiest have said so. That includes Steve Jobs, Elon Musk, Jack Ma, Bill Gates, and the likes. It doesn't matter if it is picking up feces or defending your country. Love what you do and it will make everything that much easier. Can you be with your spouse if there is no love? Would you eat half a pound of walnuts a day? To be with your other half for eternity, there must be nothing but unconditional and everlasting love. To eat your favorite food every day means you really enjoy its taste. Do you see how demanding it is to work or execute something without passion or love? Sure, it happens every day, but those people do it for food and shelter. Why is happiness one of the most wished for things in the world? In fact, it's a dream in which billions would die for. Yet happiness comes from within, not without. Working for someone else's dreams only makes yours more distant. Working for someone else not only brings little to no purpose, but how long can you last? How is it that the most influential are able to stick to their company and do the same thing day in and day out for years to come? What they do brings love and meaning to their life. We must do what we can to survive. Isn't it time to thrive? Do what you've always longed for since birth. Live exactly the way you want. Not all of us gets to live a ripe and joyful age. The road to glory always begins with the most challenging step. Give double. Elon Musk works 100 hours a week. Bill Gates works Sunday. Mark Zuckerberg programmed Facebook for 6 years straight. Music stars put in at least 80 hours a week. We Americans complain about 40 hours of work a week. Not to mention the paid 2 to 4 weeks of holiday and vacation. And that is why most of us never amount to any greatness. These people taught themselves how to code, build computers, take advantage of the internet, and to help create a better tomorrow. Success rarely comes easy. Self-education requires more time and knowledge than learning from professors and teachers. You go to college, all the papers and tests are laid out in front of your eyes. With self-studying, such luxuries doesn't exist. We must open the computer, read books, study anything and everything that there is to study, all without a second hand, for the most part. Even if you love what you do, can you do for 80 hours a week for years to years? Maybe giving double is the minimum. Perhaps 100 hours a week is the sweet spot. People who achieve their dreams are the ones that put in the effort and time. Keep learning, educating yourself, and do whatever it takes to win. You'll never get anywhere with the 4-hour week or 40 hours. This mentality is for bums and those who want a quick fix. This route brings nothing but false hopes and creates more wasted time. Free experience. Learning is good, execution is better, but success is the best. Even if one puts in thousands of hours to learn how to speak a new language or start a business and has no use for it, then it just means free experience. Never take anything as a failure or a mistake. You'll always gain something valuable from mistakes. Hundreds of new businesses emerge every day and just as many shut down. When teaching yourself how to do things on your own, it gets exciting, nerve-wracking, anxious, and the likes. However, nothing beats the experience. Learning is practically free, open in this era. Eons ago, such luxuries were only admissible to the privileged. Every day, people are teaching themselves how to code, speak a new language, become stronger and smarter, and all the endless possibilities that we humans can do. Self-education has paved the way for a new generation of geniuses and millions of motivated individuals. We learn, we fail, and we get back up and start all over. What's the point of doing anything if you don't learn from it? Experiences add up. How are you able to converse so well today, use tools, learn to cook, and so forth? Was it not for the countless experiences that we endured over millions of years ago? Nothing is a waste if one learns to apply in another field or use it to their advantage. Some things will require more experiences, failure than others. Can you imagine how much experiences all these wealthy beings had to accumulate before obtaining such status? This is why it is so crucial never to stop learning or trying. More experiences equals more success. Handle pain. How much pain can you take? Depends on the individual. Self-education can be lonely, complicated, confusing, boring at times, and after a while you start to question yourself in reality. Pain is what makes you and or break you. I believe that your pain threshold is proportionate to your success. How many hours sacrifice, failure, suffering, labor, loneliness, boredom, and the likes have the wealthy experience? Many more times than the so-called average being. Self-education will force you to go beyond your God-given talent and will. If you study all the species on Earth, including humans, you will realize that the very few become the alpha, the leader, the most influential. Doing what you love and learning new things every day will bring joy, passion, meaning, and satisfaction. But do not believe me for 1 minute that the opposite cannot arise. Self-education comes with both good and bad forces. Do not let your suffering and time be in vain. Finish what you begin. Do what works for you. If 40 hours a week seems sufficient, then do that. If 100 hours a week seems like the sweet spot, then do that. We are not gods. Do not try to test your pain. You will break. Everyone does. Enjoy life. Learn something new every day. Educate yourself and others, and just live. Learning is fun, not punishment. The more you know, the more you are worth. And in today's time, a man's worth is valued by his knowledge and education.